Hello, my beautiful Cancer Moon Children family. I am so excited to sit with you for this August full of magic. It's a very symbolic, energetically clear, very empowering month for all of us in a way that I genuinely haven't seen energy like, or felt energy like this for a couple of years. Since 2019. And I don't know if that's partially that I have recently come out of a year of blocked energy, which is something I'm going to talk about in another video. Or I think it's a combo. Like, I'm coming out and able to see things again and come back into my truest teachings because I'm back with myself, fully. But I also think truly that there is just this different quality to the energy here this month. We have Uranus will be going retrograde this month on the 19th in Taurus, doing its Taurus thing, and it's joining Neptune, Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto in their retrogrades. And this creates this beautiful time of reflection, of understanding the bigger path for each of us, like what that bigger meaning is, right? It gives us a chance to incorporate it all. And with Uranus going retrograde, we can really understand how we've changed and grown since January of this year. Now for you all, my beautiful Cancer family, I love you so much. Your energy in this world is just so powerful and important. Truly cannot express how much your energy is so important. You already know that, I'm sure. But this month to me is important symbolically. As the sun starts to move into your neighboring sign of Leo and we're moving through that energy, this is a time of real self-love, self-worth, self-value, and just getting back to the fundamentals of really committing to those practices of playing with your divine energy, playing with the divine conversations you're having all around you at all times, trusting more into that. I think it's really interesting too because we have Saturn moving through Aquarius, and the way that it relates to Cancer is Aquarian energy is very transformational for Aquarians, or for Cancerians. It's the space where we shed a skin and move into the next energetic phase. And we have Saturn there, obviously, and we also have the second of 2 full moons in Aquarius this month, happening at the very end of Leo season, which is culminating some of this transformational energy. And August in general is a transformational month for many of us, but not in the way that I think we sometimes think of transformation, which does have to do with like destruction. It's transformation in deliberately setting the table, in deliberately setting our sights, deliberately kind of inputting into our system our intention. And for Cancerians, the way that this energy is moving through, even, Venus is going to move into Libra this month and really highlight that 4th house of your inner knowing, your inner mothering. And we have this full moon, and then as the sun moves into Virgo, expressing yourself, we have so much symbiotic energy working here with you. And it's important that you use this energy to really get back to your signature soul voice, right? And to get really clear with it. And to practice trusting yourself, letting yourself play with the interactive nature of this world. And letting yourself feel your emotions fully around the changes and the growth that you are feeling in your life. Queen of Cups. Yes, I love it. There we go. There's some beautiful, high functioning, powerful water energy if I've ever seen it. First thing that comes to mind when I see Queen of Cups is like, you already know where you're going. 3 of Cups, celebration, the 3 muses, which is an interpretation of that card that often gets lost, right? But it is a representation of the 3 muses, which is an old classical tradition. The Fool, hello. Oh, wow. There's this deep knowing, when I felt through Cancer energy, it didn't feel complicated. It didn't feel messy. It didn't feel... And the Lovers. Aww. This makes me happy. I love seeing this for you guys. It felt very clear. It felt like the message was, I'm getting so many goosebumps right now, it's wild. It felt like the message coming through was trust, and play with that trust. Invite that trust in. Play with the beautiful kind of magic that happens when we let ourselves play with the universe, play with the divine, right? Like, I know for me, I always think that's like a natural set point for me. But there are times and there are seasons in my life where I definitely, that skeptic, that inner rational voice gets a little bit of the upper hand and will kind of come in and and be like, well, you know, do we really need to like ask the divine to help us? Like, is that really a thing? I'm being honest. I will have seasons where that voice gets very loud. And, coming back into my unblocked energy in the last month or so, coming back to playing and letting the universe play with me, letting the divine play with me again has been so amazing. Like, the things that start happening when you let yourself do that. And what I'm seeing here in these cards is there's nothing stopping you. This isn't a time to get stuck on roadblocks at all. You have an inner knowing, right? You already know. I think, when I see this Queen of Cups right out the gate of the month, it makes me think, at the beginning of this month, wouldn't it be fun? Sometimes I like to do this, to sit down and write out those deep knowings you have, whatever they are, about the work you do in the world, your relationships, where you're going, goals, ideas, whatever it is. Like, just write down those knowings, not questioning them, not trying to like justify them, just letting the knowings be on the page and taking that with you through the month of August and seeing where it leads you, because the Queen of Cups is that knowing. To me, she represents, it's not the analytical mind that can tell you why you're allowed to have something, why something should work, right? It's a knowing that goes beyond logic. I remember when I met my husband, we were living in 2 different countries, and it was kind of just like, how is this going to work? And we were, at the beginning, it's always a more casual thing, I'm not trying to like dive straight into something in 2 seconds, but I just knew. I knew that I was going to move there to Stockholm. I knew that we were going to be together for a long time. I just knew it, and I couldn't not know it, even if I had a logical mind. I was like, well, we'll see, and I'm just gonna do my thing, and I'm not gonna try and make anything to anything. I still had this knowing that never went away, and it's that knowing, and that's Queen of Cups for me, is that soulful knowing. So trust it, use it, put it up front and center, Cancer. Use your gifts. My goodness. Now you also have 2 of the most creative cards, the 3 of Cups and the Fool. The 3 of Cups, like I said, is a representation of the 3 muses. So often this card gets interpreted as third-party situations, drama, cheating, whatever. And it really takes away from the creative mastery that the 3 of Cups is really speaking to. The 3 of Cups is about the creative flow of water energy when it is in joy and in play, when we allow ourselves to play with our existence and the world, not in a frivolous way, but in a joyful way, in a curious way. So you're being asked to show up to the table of love and life and creativity in huge, huge ways. And once again, all this energy in Leo, there's not a ton of energy in Leo, actually. I mean, we have the new moon and the sun moving through there, but there's this amplification of your value as a being in this world, and we need your creativity, we need your voice, we need your healing powers, we need your perspective on the world that is calling you forward time and again. And this can range from your tight-knit community, your closest relationships, to if you're somebody who wants more to share more of yourself in the world, to that. All of these scales, there's no real scale. These are all valuable places. And so there's just this welcome. Now we have the Fool and the Lovers. Quite the combo, I would say, wouldn't you? There's some new beginnings going on here when it comes to love and when it comes to connection. There are some new paths opening up, answers coming in, connections being made, really good conversations being had, gateways being opened, blockages being removed, answers coming in swift and clear. And, you know, what else can I say? Here is the deal with these two cards, though. There's always a deal, right? The deal is, you know, you have to show up vulnerable, right? Like letting people know how you're feeling, letting people know your preferences and your needs, right? Which is scary. I think even with close relationships, there are times that I've found where I'm like, well, you know, I know how to take care of myself, like, but it's so important to let people know, you know? So the Fool makes the deal that beautiful things will happen if we're willing to show up without our preparation all in order, without our representative put on, without the cover stories, right? Things will work out as long as we're willing to do that. And the deal with the Lovers is that we have to be willing to use our voice to help bridge between ourselves and another, right? And to allow somebody also to help us, nurture us as much as we may want to help and nurture them, to allow others to see us fully and hold us fully. So there is also this invitation, and I think this is really interesting, and it does really speak to one of the challenges with Cancerian energy, which is that you all are so good at taking charge and showing up and holding things together and being the one to nurture, being the one to lead, being the one to fill in all those gaps and make sure that others are loved. That's like one of the beautiful things about you. But you got to let other people do some of that for you and relax a little bit more, play a little bit more. Allow other people to show you how much they care about you and love you. Allow other people to witness you in all your layers. So that is one of the deals that I'm seeing here with this reading, is that every single one of these cards, it's not about, like I said, coming up with the list of reasons why you're allowed to exist, why you're allowed to do the things you want to do, why you're allowed to be loved. It's about knowing your value, showing up without a representative on, without trying to, you know, protect yourself, other than having healthy boundaries, which is a whole other thing. You know, we have to have the healthy boundaries in order to show up without, you know, our protective mechanisms, right? We have to be clear on how we want to be treated and what we want in life, for sure. But, you know, we don't need to manicure ourselves into being, we don't have to give all of our energy to everybody all the time. We are allowed to receive. So you're being asked to play more in your creative journey and receive more. And on top of all of that, all of these cards speak to clarity. So if there have been questions, there has been uncertainty or questions lingering in the air, to me what I'm seeing is it's looking like August is going to be a month of deep clarity. Like answers are coming in, conversations are being had, the table's being set for the next season of life. I keep using that image for readings this month because it's really how it feels like. It's like you're preparing your house for guests, like amazing guests, right? But like you're putting everything where you want it to be. You're setting up house energetically at this time. But you already know, and like I said, I would love it if you took that Queen of Cups knowing and you wrote it down at the beginning of this month and just see how that knowing interacts and plays with you throughout the month of August, because what I see is it's going to open pathways you did not know you were even allowed to access before August, which is so exciting to see. And like, I'm just really excited to see what this brings for my Moon Children family, because you all have so much beauty to bring to this world, and it's just exciting to think about how it's all going to play out. I'm always like slightly a little selfish because obviously my partner is a Cancer. He's the one who's closest to me in this family, obviously, and it's nice to connect with your energy and see where it's taking us all. I love you guys so much. Oh, I have a cheers. I've been cheersing at the end of my readings. I got so distracted by all these beautiful cards. Cheers, Cancer. Cheers to your gorgeous intuitive knowing. May this month be full of just like amazing love, cups overflowing, answers coming in, things being easy when it's time to take an action or solve a problem, that the answer reveals itself so easily, that you're having fun playing with your divine nature, having fun interacting with the world, bringing your healing, beautiful energy to every single day. I'm so excited for you. I love you so much, and cheers to you. I would love to see you hang out with me more here. I love this community so, so much. So I'd love it if you liked and subscribed. It really helps me out. I'm also going to be covering a lot more of my personal journey over on my Patreon. So I would love to see you there as well, my beautiful friends. It's a really great place for me to be able to offer you more consistent support in a really accessible way with a lot of amazing people in that community. So I'd love to see you there. And you can find me on Instagram. So I hope to see you in all of those places. I love you so much, and I will see you very soon for more chats.